What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. I want to start out right now by talking about something that I talked about this over a year ago. Actually, it was more than a year ago because a friend of mine actually went through this, and I actually talked about this, and of course it falls on deaf ears. And what happens is, just like everything else, the fitness industry, trends run fucking wild. I mean, it's like high-stem pre-workouts are a fucking trend, whether or not you're wearing this shirt is a trend, this diet is a fucking trend, this haircut is a trend. It's all these trends over and over again. And what happens is that when one of these people who's an influencer talk about it, everybody else goes, oh yeah, me too. Like, I have that problem too. I have to get that car too. I have to fucking wear that shirt too. I like those sneakers. I got to get those too. Like, people tend to kind of flock towards these influencers and not even really understand what the fuck is going on. So let's get into it. So I watched this thing about Courtney King. Courtney King is a former bikini competitor in the Olympia. I don't know that much about her. My wife follows her. And she recently got her implants explanted. She got her implants taken out. And I knew for a while, because there's friends that we have in common, that she's been having these symptoms, and they're gastrointestinal distress symptoms that she was having. And with that comes fatigue, lethargy. I wouldn't say necessarily there's pain, but there's the skin kind of has a weird color to it because your skin is the biggest organ in your body. And when your health is not good, your skin shows it. Things that were happening that, when I heard about her having them, I went, yeah, so does like fucking 100,000 other people have them. It didn't say much, it didn't make much sense to me. It wasn't like a red flag, but it was one of those things where I was still looking into why these symptoms were happening, not just to Courtney King, but to other people all over the fucking place, including men. Okay, so now Courtney narrowed it down to her implants. Her implants are giving her this toxic disease. It's like toxic implant disease or something that it's called. And they narrowed it down to that. The blood work was coming back fine. There's nothing happening with the blood work, etc., etc. And basically it's due to inflammation. The inflammation that the body causes from trying to expel the implants after 7.5 years or something like that, right? And, I'm reading this story and I was like, well, that's interesting that they came to that conclusion from it, because when I first found out about her gastrointestinal issues through like a friend of a friend and found out that she wasn't going to be competing anymore, at the same time, that friend that was talking to me was telling me about how they had the same exact issues. And guess what? It was a guy. There was no implant. Meanwhile, another top pro bodybuilder legend that everyone knows, I talked to him about it all through his competitive days when he pushed the drugs and he pushed for contest prep. He had the same symptoms. So Courtney King, these other two men, had the fucking same symptoms. Another friend of mine here getting ready for a contest, and these are people that competing for a while, pushing the drugs, pushing the food, have the same symptoms as the other two guys and Courtney King. And now I'm looking at all these bikini girls, right, that have the same symptoms. And before the implant thing came along, everybody was like, well, I have the symptom too. They were all trying to figure out what was going on. And now it's been pinpointed for Courtney to the implants. Now, that being said, it may very well be the implants that Courtney has. It may well be. I watch people pop up on her Instagram saying, I got mine taken out and I'm fine now, and da-da-da, all these different things. It may very well be that's causing it. But, again, be careful before you jump to conclusions for the trend. Well, Courtney King has it, that must be what's wrong with me. Just because Courtney King has a problem with the implant does not mean that's what's going on with you, because some of these other bikini competitors that I know do not have implants, and they've never had them. And some of the other competitors I know that had the same exact things going on were men. They were guys. So you got to take the implants completely out of the equation, right? Now, again, I'm not saying the implants are not causing that. What I'm saying is, just because that's her diagnosis and what's working for her now, she just got them taken out. She hasn't had any time to actually heal and figure out what's going on. That may help her. Hopefully, I hope it does, and that is what was going on. But it also may not help her, because I think there's a lot more going on here than just implants that are causing all these bikini. There's a lot of bikini competitors that are backing out of competition, right? And it's nothing to do with the implants. There's another bikini competitor who had to back off for her quote-unquote health, which is Margaret Nahr. Now, Margaret Nahr has her implants still. She stopped dieting and competing and pushing herself, and she's fine. So she had almost the same exact symptoms as Courtney King and these other people. And when she stopped pushing herself in the competition mode, because she was constantly in competition prep, her symptoms went away. So I'm stepping back and I'm like, okay, let's be fucking real for a second, okay? In this competitive realm, if you're going to tell me that, well, all these competitors that are pros, they don't fucking use drugs. Listen, they all use fucking drugs. Every person I talk to about this has used massive amounts of drugs for a good fucking period of time. All of them are high elite level in the fucking pros. All of them push the drugs in the off season as well as contest, even the women. These women are still pushing things like clenbuterol in the off season to try and fucking stay leaner while they binge. They go out of control in the off season. Half of them don't even look like they fucking compete in the off season. Then you see them 12 weeks later. Well, that's an insane amount of stress on the fucking body. And some of the symptoms that pop up mirror exactly this implant thing that's going on, this implant sickness. So let's take a step back. Adrenal fatigue has been called into question where people say, Jerry, adrenal fatigue is not a real thing. Here's the deal. Just because your adrenals don't technically get tired, like you guys are taking the literal sense. Adrenal fatigue was coined not because your adrenals are like, I can't think of I gotta take a nap, I'm shutting down. That's not what's happening. What's happening is your adrenal glands through this whole time, including the drugs, all the cardio, all the fucking lack of sleep that's going on, your body has adrenaline being pumped a lot through it constantly, way more than it should. Adrenaline is there for emergencies. It's not there for the fuck of it, just to be pumped through all day. So what happens is your body starts pumping that adrenaline through, your adrenal glands start pumping that adrenaline through. Consistently, the drugs, things like trenbolone, release adrenaline nonstop. Why do you think people have such a fucking psychosis with the stuff with tren? It's not the tren itself. They literally have adrenaline that's so fucking high that they're so edgy that everything throws them off. They have trouble sleeping, all of that shit. Then what happens is when you're on the tren for long enough, you get fatigue. But I'm doing a show, or I'm eating so much food that I'm tired. Like there's always another excuse. But the bottom line is, it happens over and over again to these pros that are now starting to not compete because they have these adrenal fatigue symptoms. Now, again, just because it's not called adrenal fatigue, what actually happens is when that adrenaline is pumping out so much, your body starts to not respond to that adrenaline. It starts to not be able to create as much adrenaline as you need because it's constant. Therefore, now the rest of your body starts to get depleted because it's in a constant state of alert. Certain vitamins drop, certain hormones change while the adrenaline is pumping. Now you have a point where your body is fatigued, your brain is fatigued, and it is due to the overactive adrenal glands. Adrenal fatigue. It technically is two words that I guess you could call it like fatigue that has been produced by too much adrenaline being produced by the adrenal glands. I guess you could call it that, but then you could just call it adrenal fatigue, and that's fucking it. I mean, it is an absolutely real thing. It's not your adrenal glands are tired. Like people make jokes about it. I'm like, you guys are assholes. You don't even understand. You people making fun of have never pushed yourself to the point where adrenal fatigue would ever fucking affect you. So you think it's a game. It's not. Many of these fucking competitors, right? They do this fucking crazy diet, right? They diet for the Olympia. They diet for the Arnold. They fucking kill themselves. They use drugs, which on top of it, fucking absolutely pushes more cortisol, pushes more adrenaline, lowers hormones like testosterone. So they start increasing testosterone through injections and stuff like that. Even the women. Taking stuff like clenbuterol in massive amounts. I'm talking like 120 micrograms, 140, 160 micrograms, which again causes more adrenaline release. It's a stimulant to your central nervous system. And they do this for months and months and months on end, right? And then when they're done with that, a lot of them don't just break. They don't take a rest. Kevin Levrone used to take a rest, right? He used to take a break. He'd get out of the gym, wouldn't even train. Wouldn't take any drugs, wouldn't train, wouldn't do shit, just rest. These people start right again, except now it's off-season time, but they start going the opposite way. They start binging with food. Now what happens is it's a different type of stress, but it's still a massive amount of stress, and it's not rest. They're force-feeding their body because they're binging. So they're going from one form of stress into another form of stress, and then what happens is by the time that shit you're going to need fucking months, like 6 months to a year, by the time you're done doing all that fucking shit, to get your body to heal. But that doesn't happen because they got to have the improvement season. We got the next show coming up. I got to qualify for the Olympia because I didn't win again. Blah, 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 blah. Like all this shit comes into play. They don't even realize that they put in their bodies under stress so much that they're depleting themselves in certain hormones and fucking vitamins and minerals, which are giving them these fucking health problems. They can't even digest food. They can't even keep food down. They eat it, it fucking comes right back up. Or they eat it and they have massive bloating, massive diarrhea, massive gas. Like all of these things across the board for these competitors, men, women, implants, no implants, it all boils down to the amount of fucking stress you're putting on your body for a certain amount of time. Now, as an athlete, I understand that. Like, that's what you have to do because that's your sport. But look at every other sport. When you have, tonight was the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots just won. All right, those guys have been busting their ass the entire fucking year. They just won the Super Bowl, right? They're looking forward, all of them, to some downtime. We're talking like a month of just fucking not playing football, maybe going to the gym to work out, not pushing themselves, sleeping like a motherfucker, eating whatever they want, bumping the calories up, but not binging, but actually resting. A lot of them go on vacations. They just calm the fuck down. You don't see that shit. A lot of people in the fitness industry are broke as fuck, even the pros. They can't take vacations for a month at a time. They can't fucking lay around. They gotta go to work the next day. Like, their bodies don't heal. As professional athletes in bodybuilding and fitness and figure and bikini and stuff, they don't have the availability like these professional athletes, like football players and baseballs, let their body recover. So therefore, they're nonstop all the way, all the time, fucking 24 hours a day, 365 for fucking decades at a time. And then they go, I don't even understand what's happening. It's like, what the fuck? Here's what's happening. You started doing this shit when you were fucking 22 years old. You're 30 now. Your body is fucking changing. You have pushed drugs. You have pushed stress. You've done everything you can to get your body to where it needs to go. And it's had enough. Plain and simple. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So my hope with this video is not that I don't want to make it seem like Courtney King or anyone else is not telling the truth or they're misinformed. Maybe Courtney's, because I don't know I don't know if these implants get taken out of Courtney. If she's better, then that probably was it, right? Then again, could it be the downtime where she's not fucking working out? She's doing whatever the fuck she wants because now it's like, well, people don't expect me to look fucking good because I need to fucking heal from my surgery. So people expect me to not look like a fucking competitor, not look like I'm in off-season, not look like a fitness person. It's okay. I'll just try to eat right, but your body's not going to be under the same amount of stress. So is it the implants or is it the lack of stress that's going to be coming for the next month or two after the explant surgery? Like, there's so much, and, I never would have known the difference except my wife, Erin, actually had the adrenal fatigue, and it wasn't necessarily because of competing. And half of the fucking nurses that she works with and surgeons have adrenal fatigue too. And the way we know it is she actually went to Titan Medical and the blood work came back. All the blood work every doctor was running on my wife and her fucking friends at work, all the blood work was coming back perfect. But they were having the same effects that fucking all the fucking competitors are having. Half the people that work with her don't even lift weights, let alone be competitors. When they finally figured out the DHEA levels were low, the testosterone was low, fucking vitamin B12 was low, there were things that were so low that they almost didn't show up on the fucking recording, on the results from the test. When your levels are that low, you are going to feel like you're going to die. And if you don't get help, it continues nonstop. Now again, I'm not saying the implants are not the cause of it, but when you get the implants taken out, there is downtime where you're not doing shit, just like when you get them implanted. So when you get them implanted, you have a downtime that you probably felt better with, right? When you get them explanted, there's a period of rest that helps you rest and helps your body recover. So it really is one of those things where if it was just women with implants, I would say it's absolutely this implant problem. It's silicone based or whatever the fuck they are. I don't even understand everything about them. But you have women that don't have implants, have never had them, will never get them. You have men, obviously, who don't have fucking implants, that are all having the same symptoms, same problems, and stop competing because of the shit. My buddy in fucking Maryland that was having this problem was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. The doctors have no clue what the fuck's wrong with me. All my blood work's fine because I can't keep a single fucking meal down. It comes right back up. His digestion was completely fucking shot. He felt like he was gonna fucking die. He was trying to lay in bed. He couldn't sleep. It was hell for him. He stopped taking the fucking drugs. He got out of the fucking gym and laid around for a fucking month. He still went to work and shit. But he pulled that stress off his body. Within a month's time, he felt 90% better. Then 2 months' time, he was 100% better. The drugs had something to do with it, obviously putting the stress on the body. The putting your stress on the body by trying to feed it too much food or fucking, too much cardio, all the fucking things that you do to your body. I don't think you people realize that it's not fun and games. Like, it is absolutely doing damage to your body. And I absolutely know that I've done damage to my body. Fuck, I was a heroin addict. I did damage to my body. I was a competitor. I did damage to my body. I was a pro wrestler. I'm fucking aware of it. I think I'm the only one out there who's actually fucking aware of it and accepts the responsibility and says, hey, I did this to myself. I don't know what it could be. What are you talking about? Let's look back to when it started. What the fuck were you doing? Competing on a goddamn Olympia stage. What were you doing to get there? How long did you do it? What was your downtime? How much did you allow your body to rest? Like, these things are not even being looked at. They just automatically go for blood work because they feel like shit. The blood work comes back fine, and it's like, well, we don't even know what it could be, and everybody fucking loses their mind. And then you have this, one doctor starts pointing towards implants. Now, my problem that I have is all the time I don't trust doctors very much. I just don't. I mean, despite the fact that my wife is in the medical field, she works with surgeons and doctors all the time. Doctors are very stubborn in their ways. So therefore, if you have this explant expert, like the doctor, like this one that's doing the explants, that's all they do is take them out. Of course they're going to be like, we'll take them out. That's what's causing it. I fucking hate this. This is what I do. I take them out. They specialize in something. So of course they're going to push their services and make it seem like that's the fucking answer. Next thing you know, you go rest for fucking 2 months and you fucking clean up your diet. You're fucking not eating garbage because you're excited about having the implants out. And you're only drinking water. You're not drinking Diet Coke. You're not drinking fucking sweeteners. You're getting more sleep. You're not going to the fucking gym. There's no fucking cortisol levels going crazy. Your hormones start to get back in fucking check. You feel like $1 million. Like, oh my God, the implants did it. It's like, no, you got your shit together. That's what happened. So hopefully you guys understand. I'm not saying it's not the implants. I'm saying that it very well could be. But realize, just because you see a influencer that has to get her implants out because she thinks it's fucking this, realize there's a lot more going on in the background before you even knew what the fuck was going on. Remember that they only show you certain things. They're not showing you everything that's going on in their life. They're not going to tell you that they did fucking drugs. They're not going to tell you that they did 4 hours of cardio a day because people are going to make fun of them. Oh my God, it's too much. Studies say this. They don't want to hear it. So they don't even tell the fucking doctors that they do the drugs. They walk in there and tell these fucking doctors, I just work out, I just do some cardio, I eat clean, I'm just a very healthy person. Meanwhile, they're fucking literally eating fucking 300 calories, doing 4 hours of cardio a day on every fucking kind of goddamn fucking drug you could think of, trying to get ready for the show, doing it year round. But we think it might be the implants. I'm just like, fuck, man. I wish people would just stop the bullshit and just be honest. The drugs do damage. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck how much you're taking, how long. The drugs do damage. That's all there is to it. Any drug in your body like that is going to do damage. And if you do it long enough, you're going to have fucking side effects. You're going to see shit. That's all there is to it. And the older you get, it's even fucking worse. So realize the shit that you were getting away with 3-4 years ago, even if you're 25 years old now, 25 and 21, there's a big fucking difference when you're using drugs. I'm telling you right now. I mean, some people may not get it. Some of you old timers out there right now know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about because you've gone through it and you understand. But this is reality, guys. 99% of the people out there that are having these issues, it's not a fucking implant issue. It's a fact that you have fucked yourself up, not allowed yourself to recover. You're not being honest with yourself or the doctors or anyone around you because you don't want to get made fun of. You don't want to be fucking pushed and fucking lectured and fucking just constantly barraged with how fucking, wow, this is bad, that's bad, why are you doing all these bad things and shit. I get it. You don't want to be judged. But at the same time, not being fully honest 100% and not telling the doctor I want my DHEA tested. I want my testosterone tested. I want my estrogen. I want my thyroid. Many doctors don't even test thyroid. I want my fucking insulin levels checked. I want my IGF levels checked. I want a full metabolic panel top to fucking bottom. And if you can't do that, I'll go somewhere else. But that metabolic panel is going to tell you, because regardless, those implants that were in Courtney that are causing the inflammation, that inflammation happens. It's not the inflammation making her feel like shit. It's the inflammation causing those hormone changes in her body to deplete and cause ailments. But once you really delve into it, you can find out those ailments will be caused by the lack of this, lack of this, lack of this. The implants may be causing the lack of it, but that lack of stuff, that's what's important to see what the fuck's going on in your body. You want to remove the implants, that's fine. But replacing whatever the fuck has been completely destroyed in your body due to the implants and the inflammation will get you feeling better almost instantly. Then you can make the decision to take the implants out and fucking not have to feel like shit until it happens. It's the fucking quicker way to feel better and get your health back on track and not be like everyone else in the fucking world and automatically run to that and say, oh, I think this is what it is. Like, dude, I don't know how many times I fucking sat back and I watched people just follow these influencers fucking blindly and like trend after trend after trend, like, not trend, trend after trend, and not even bat an eyelash of fucking reality what's going on out there. So be aware, guys. Men, women, implants, no implants, whatever the fuck. There's a lot of people going through these problems with fatigue, not being able to fucking sleep. You know, dark circles around their eyes, fucking bad skin, gastrointestinal problems, diarrhea, throwing up, you know, and muscles cramping up and locking up, fucking muscles that are just aching nonstop all day long, fucking, you know, getting to the point where your hair is falling out. All of this shit is happening to a lot of people, and it has nothing to do with implants. So do your research and do your due diligence to make sure that you know what the fuck is going on before you make a move that you might regret. Some people regret getting them. Some people may regret getting rid of them. But the bottom line is make sure you know exactly the fuck's going on and don't listen to these influencers. If they give you an idea, take the idea and research it and look into it, but don't automatically just take the idea and say, this person did this, and I look up to them, and I think it's the same thing for me, and fucking run with it. Because I'm telling you right now, in the end, that person is that person, and you're you, and it could be completely fucking different. BioStreetTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. BioStreetTraining.com is the blog. It's the think before you act bicep. Me saying that is fucking crazy right here. We are out.